Good morning, everyone. I'm City of Laurel Communications Director Audrey Barnes. Thank you for watching this morning. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and in Prince George's County, that's something we really pay attention to. The Centers for Disease Control tells us that diabetes is the fourth leading cause of death in Prince George's County. The check presentations we are making today will provide vital services for those with diabetes, including a nutritious meal kit for those who might need one on the day of their appointments. Joining us today for this special presentation is Laurel Mayor Craig A. Moe, who's a very big supporter of these efforts. Thank you for being here, Mayor Moe. Laurel resident Jacquelyn Jones, we lovingly refer to her as Laurel's Diabetes Goodwill Ambassador, is with us today. Thank you, Jackie. Also joining us, Reverend Eugene Matthews of St. Mark's United Methodist Church is here. For the last 8 years, St. Mark's has included a 5K race on its Emancipation Day festivities, and all of those proceeds have gone to the University of Maryland Center for Diabetes and Endocrinology. So we really appreciate you being here today, Reverend Matthews, because that tradition continues despite all that we're going through this year. Now, Jackie Jones, you should know, is also a member of the City of Laurel's 150th Anniversary Executive Committee. And she was able to convince the committee to include the virtual 5K race as part of its celebration, year-long celebration of our 150th anniversary. It was one of the more than 40 events planned for the City of Laurel this year. As a part of that, let me recognize the co-chair of Laurel's 150th Anniversary Committee. Missy Bettman is with us today. Thank you, Missy, for being here. We appreciate that. Also, several members of the 150th Anniversary Committee's Race Committee are here today as well. They're the ones that helped Jackie make this virtual race happen today, and all of the proceeds will once again be going to ALMS. Also joining us today is Whitney Kraft. She's the Director of Special Events for the University of Maryland Medical Center Foundation. Thank you very much for being with us, Whitney, to take that check back to the powers that be. And also, Nicole Comninos is joining us as well. We have a check presentation for you as well, Nicole. She's the Senior Director of Campaigns and Strategic Initiatives. And we really appreciate you both being here for this presentation today. Well, as I mentioned, 7 years ago, Jacquelyn Jones was able to spearhead an effort to get a 5K race included as part of St. Mark's Emancipation Day festivities. And St. Mark's, by the way, has been celebrating Emancipation Day since 1902. It is Laurel's oldest running festival and such a huge tradition here in Laurel. And here's something I really want you to pay attention to. Through those efforts of having that race at St. Mark's, they've been able to give $11,700 to the University of Maryland Center for Diabetes and Endocrinology, and I think you should be applauded for that. $11,700 to this important cause. Thank you very much for that. And despite the coronavirus, which really posed a lot of challenges, that tradition continued, thanks to the efforts of Jacquelyn Jones and her committee at the 150th Committee. So please now welcome Ms. Jacquelyn Jones.
Thank you, Audrey, and good morning. It has been an honor and a joy to chair the planning of the City of Laurel's 150th anniversary and St. Mark 5K over the past 8 years. Audrey stated the what and why of how this came to be today. I'm going to tell you the amazing story of the how. How many of you were excited about 2020? I'm sure most of you were. We spent all of 2019 planning for 2020 and ignored 2019. What had great expectations as we look forward for the many things that we planned and the commemorative celebrations, Laurel's 150th anniversary, St. Mark's 130th anniversary, Well, what was billed as the year of great expectations quickly turned into a year of cancellations, exceptions, and a virtual way of doing things. However, in our case, the City of Laurel and St. Mark's United Methodist Church, 2020 was a little different for us because it became an affirmation of a great relationship that has been nurtured over the years. And let me pause just a second to tell you about that. When you hold a 5K, it isn't about just one person doing it. You just don't run out there. It takes ministries at the church. It takes every single department here at the City of Laurel. I mean, I could name a number of them right off the top of my head. Public Works, the City Administration Building, any organization, any committee, any department that you can name here at the City of Laurel has had a hand in putting this big production on, especially the police department. Just I won't stand here and name all of them, but my thanks goes to the church ministries and the entire City of Laurel, because an event of that magnitude just doesn't happen. You just can't go out there and run. So, back to 2020, the virtual 5K. Enter COVID-19, the coronavirus. We were excited and sailing along. We had 2 5Ks planned for diabetes, one for April 4th, one for September 5th. 1 month out, guess what happened? I don't need to tell you. 1 month out, coronavirus hit. COVID-19 shut down everything. At this point, we had over 100 people registered for the anniversary 5K. So what are we going to do? We rescheduled that entire group to combine with St. Mark's 5K on Emancipation Day, both for diabetes. Surely the virus would be gone by September and we would be able to go out and do a live run. Well, May, June, July, we got worried. We said, well, we're almost into August and we can't even get out of phase 1. Here we go again. What are we going to do? So we entered the world of the virtual 5K. We notified the participants once again because people were calling, are you still going to have it? I want my money back, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have it. It's going to be virtual. You will do it on your own. We will mail you your medal and your T-shirt and your commemorative bib, and we are going to proceed. So, by the time we held the run virtually on September 5th, we picked up a few more. We ended up with a total of 134 participants. But look what happened. What do you think? We won. COVID-19 did not win. We didn't allow COVID-19 to stop us. We held a successful 150th anniversary event and an Emancipation Day event. So we prevailed, we marched on. I'd like to share a poem with you. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I'm going to change that a little bit for you today. Life isn't about waiting for COVID-19 to pass. It's about learning to dance in the pandemic. And we have been dancing and dancing and dancing, wearing our masks, washing our hands, social distancing, doing all of the things that we needed to do to keep dancing. I'm going to conclude by recognizing the 150th 5K Planning Committee. We were more than a committee. We were a team because you see, it isn't about me. It's about what we do together. We worked hard. We met frequently. We had everything in place by the end of March. That's including the t-shirt. Everything was in place by the end of March. So, you couldn't ask more of a wonderful group of people. So I'd like to introduce them to you at this time. And as your names called, please come up. I have a little thank you for each of you, and then return to your seat. Okay. We have Millicent George. And these aren't in any particular order. Thank you, Millicent. Sharon Sibley. And Sharon is modeling our wonderful 150th 5K shirt, along with Mayor Mo today, I may add. Beth Varnew and Judy. Judy Miller. Michael Dyer. Janet Carey. Michelle Washington isn't able to be with us today, but I do still want to recognize her. And Jim Cross. Did I miss anyone? I should have gotten there. Let's give them a big round of applause. And all I had to say is, yay, team. And let me tell you how great this team is. We are going to stay together and work and continue planning diabetes awareness activities and suggestions to present to the city. So stay tuned. We have a lot that we want to do, and I think it's commendable that they're willing to stay on even after the event. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And at this time, I'm going to turn it back to Audrey.
Now for the fun part. We get to give away some money. And to do that, I would like to call to the podium Laurel Mayor Craig A. Moe. And here's something, I don't want to embarrass the mayor, but I want you to know that he has made a donation and participated in all 8 years of this 5K for diabetes awareness at our Emancipation Day festivities. So Mayor Moe, you really, it's from your heart, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much, and let me thank Audrey. I have a high-paid job here at the City of Laurel, so I'm able to donate. But let me first thank Jackie, and if we could, give Jackie a round of applause. So I always like to stress, because I know people are watching us, we're in limited capacity here in the council chambers. We are social distancing. We are wearing masks, except when they are speaking, and we want to remind the general public that may be watching that you need to wear a mask. Very, very important. Let me also acknowledge one of our council members that are here with us. Mike Les is here with us in the back. Mike, thank you. And I did put my shirt on. That's why I was running a little late. But I got my shirt on. And even Jackie she came in, made sure I was going to have it on. She gave me number 1. She told me to take a picture and put it online, and guess what I forgot to do? Take a picture and put it online. So that's why I was wearing that in honor of you, Jackie. But thank you very much for all you do. And I want to thank the 150th Anniversary Committee that's here with us as well. Yesterday, we did a little ceremony. Most things had to have been canceled. We did something outside for the bricks. If you get the opportunity, go out and take a look at the bricks that people have purchased. They're still purchasing them. And we hope that we'll be able to line the entire sidewalk area out there with people that have purchased brick. So Diabetes, runs in my family, so I need to be very careful. So I've always participated, wanted to participate. More importantly, Jackie's always here to remind me that I am going to participate. So I want to thank her. I want to thank St. Mark's for the work that they've done in the community. I think it says a lot about all that we've been going through, and to see the check, the amount, says a lot about our community. People are struggling right now. It's going to continue to be for the next several months into 2021. We're going to be dealing with this. But there's a check here for $3,000 that I'm going to give to UMS for, their foundation. And I think just with all that's been happening and people, as I said, still continuing to struggle, to see that amount go to this foundation, I think says a lot about our community and the businesses that I know that you have worked with. So I do want to acknowledge that and thank them for that. Let me put my mask back on because we're going to ask UMS if they will come up. I'm not sure who's going to accept the check, but as you all know, I'm going to leave the check right here. We do this differently now. We'll ask you to come up, tell everybody who you are, say a little bit about your foundation and all. When you're done, don't forget the check. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Mo, and thank you all. On behalf of the University of Maryland Medical System Foundation and our faculty and staff, Center for Diabetes and Endocrinology, we cannot thank Jackie and the entire committee enough for all of your support. We're incredibly grateful, and this means so much to the work that we do, and certainly to our. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nicole Comninos. I also work with Whitney at the foundation, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to Jackie. I've worked with Jackie for probably 8 years now. Yeah, on this run, and it just means a lot to us. It means a lot to our patients. So this money will support our Breakfast on the Go program, which helps our patients who aren't able to have a healthy breakfast. Appreciate it.
Again, thank you to UMS, and thank you, Jackie, again, and all of you all that have done so much. Before you leave, if you haven't gotten it, you see we have a pin for 150th. I want to make sure everybody gets one before they leave. So we'll have that, back in the back. I'll have some. I'll fill my pockets up. I think I'm covered. But thank you very much, Audrey.
That wasn't enough. We have a little something extra for all their support and what you do for people who have diabetes. So I want to call to the podium Reverend Eugene Matthews from St. Mark's United Methodist Church. Okay.
Good morning. Thank you, Audrey and Mayor Mo, for your presence. And it's good to see you all smiling behind the mask. I know you are. Let me just say that at St. Mark's over the last several weeks, we've been meeting folk on the parking lot, and they've come masked, and I've been masked, and many times I've had to take my mask down to be recognized. So we're going to have a mask Sunday at St. Mark's where we try to guess the names of people who are behind the mask. But we're living through this, and we're trying to pray our way through this, and trying to be careful. It is my pleasure to be here today to say, as has already been stated, that St. Mark's have been participating in the 5K City of Laurel 150th anniversary emancipation diabetes effort. Let me just pause to say that it has already been mentioned, but I think it's worthy of noting that in the midst of the 150th anniversary, the sesquicentennial celebration of Laurel, that St. Mark also has been celebrating its 130th anniversary, which says to me that this congregation, although I've just been there a little over a year, but this congregation has been involved in the life and the legacy and the movement of Laurel after its about a couple decades of its existence. St. Mark has been there, and along the way, St. Mark has been involved with the city of Laurel. It has already been mentioned that you help to celebrate the Emancipation program, which takes place the 1st of September. I'm sure many or most of us are aware of the history of the Emancipation Proclamation, really, which was in 1860, but it wasn't until about 1862 until the knowledge swept across the nation. So we continue to observe that, but along with that, we're connected with the community. And I'm grateful to say that in my almost 18 months here, I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to meet the mayor on several occasions. Right after my appointment in July of 2019, I was invited to give the invocation at the July 4th celebration. Also, I've been here where we've had interfaith meetings and other meetings. So we've been connected with with Laurel, and it's been a blessing for us and also for the city of Laurel. You all have commented about Jackie, and so let me do that also. Not only is she very we have a Wednesday night, what we call experience meeting. It begins naturally with scriptural study, but we just talk. We have conversation. And Jack is always with us on Wednesday evening. We meet from about 7:15 until about 8:30. And last evening, as we talked, we were talking about the Spirit and being in the Spirit and what it means, that it's not just constricted to the walls of where we meet for worship, but beyond that. And how are you living out in the Spirit? What are you doing beyond just singing and praying? And so Jackie, among others, but especially Jackie, is, I think, a walking example of what we try to do and try to create with the members of the congregation. So she is the example, I think, of what it means to be active and to be in ministry and to be a disciple day by day. So I just wanted to say that, and I've mentioned about the Emancipation Celebration. We've all talked about that. But what I have here is a check for the I have to think about that when I say it, patch fund, really. And I understand that this is an effort where it assists persons in co-pays for medication, that many people, when they go to receive their medication, many of them do not have the funding for it. So this effort goes for this. I have a check here in the amount of $1,200 from St. Mark to be given to the person that will receive this. I understand we also have been participating throughout the year, 8 years, right? That's 2013 and more. Marvelous. And so whomever is to receive this, I guess I'll step aside.
Well, thank you, Reverend Matthews, and thank you again to all of you.
Before we conclude, I wanted to ask Mitzi or Councilman Les if you had any comments you want to make. Everybody's happy? That's a good thing. Finally, something to celebrate in 2020. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We really enjoyed you being here, and get out there and enjoy the rest of the sunshine. Okay, thank you. Okay.